10 seconds to date.
10 seconds to some type of data.
Minus 0.8%, minus 0.8%, lower than forecast 0.2%, depending over index at 72, 72.
We have a light audience today. Everybody taking off today? All right. Morning, BTD. Yep, we got a range in market today. Ankur Kumar, good morning. All right, guys, welcome to the YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us this morning. We've had some great trades so far. We built this composite on NQ. So we've been trading the range of the value area high to the value area low. We nailed this trade at the top here. And then we've been picking up at the bottom at this low volume divot right here. Right there. So that trade caught nicely right up here. We've been holding this line right here for longs off of this level, value area low on this distribution and the composite on the higher time frame.
Posted out the US pending home sales June 2025 report in the feed.
And we're at lower band on the week as well. Gold, we got some nice trades. We caught a long off this level. This was a higher time frame long. We caught one here. And then the back test short, price discovery continuation short on gold. So lots of good trades respecting levels. So we're having a great day so far. Rangy, but we're trading the range, right? The beautiful thing about the VWAP wave system, guys, is we have setups for every market condition, right? If we're ranging, we have setups for that. If we're trending, we have setups for that.
Additional remarks to reporters following this.
The whole key to the system is recognizing the current market conditions and trading the appropriate setup. Morning, Sunny. Azim, good morning. Hey, tennis tournament. That's fun. See you later, Zalos. Have a good day. Go win. Go win some more. All right, let's see if we can plow through this level. Very negative cumulative delta down here. You know, I might try and play this range a little bit. This keeps working out. Why not, right? VWAP wave principle number 2. Who can tell me what VWAP wave system principle number 2 is? Current conditions will prevail. That's right, JP. Good job. We don't predict changes in context. We just trade the current context. So if we're in range, we fade the extremes until we clearly break out and accept into price discovery, of which we will now expect price to keep going. We don't have to guess. We just follow the principles and follow the rules. That's setup number 2. Principle number 2 is that the current market conditions will continue. We'll assume that if we're ranging, we're going to continue to range. If we come up to a upper band in a ranging market, we're going to assume that's a fade value area extreme. However, if we're in a trending price discovery market, we come back to lower upper band, we're going to assume that's going to hold for the price discovery continuation play. FX, thanks for purchasing the book, guys. Really, you know, react, don't predict. Credible longs off the extreme. It's all in the book. We don't have the principles in the book. That's in the VWAP Wave course setup guide that supplements the book. The setup guide is free. The book is not, but the book is extremely affordable. You can get the ebook for $10. You can get the paperback for $20. And if you want one of these beautiful hardcovers, it's $34. So there's a price for every budget level. Okay, back up to point of control, VWAP. I mean, it's all the same information, right? Hard copy, paperback. Some people just like to have a copy. I have a book collection. I like to collect books. Kind of old school in that way. You know, I could have read all of those online, but you know, I like to have my office book collection. Let friends borrow my books. Awesome, Leonard. So currently, based on the book, we are in a balanced market, and we've been fading the value area extremes, which has been treating us very well. We've been longing off the bottom here. Now, the book is a great starter. My YouTube videos go in a lot more detail. You don't have to purchase more to get the full. The YouTube videos expound on a lot of the topics in the book, like using volume profile and initial balance, which really aren't detailed that much in the book on purpose. I wanted to keep it a little more simple. Wasn't trying to create a textbook. My cousin still has a book. He lost one of my books. I'm very upset about that. One of my digital marketing books. All right, so this is the first real big cumulative delta candle we've gotten so far. So what do you guys think? 500, or do we go back up to 525? That short would have been nice at 500, at least for the quick scalp. Let's see if we get another push.
US copper stockpiles at 21-year high as tariff deadline looms.
Value area high and band. Yes, it is. We do have some higher time frame elements in the works, though, to be cognizant of.
Compliance with the USMCA on 95% of goods. Also from the Bank of Canada.
That would have been a nice fade.
Canada has risen approximately 5 percentage points. So again, US tariff rate in Canada has risen to approximately 5 percentage points.
I use several indicators. Amon, I don't know which indicator you're talking about. Are you talking about the initial balance indicator? Just look up Trader Drysdale. You'll find it under my scripts there. I agree with that on the quick spike. Unless it decides to do some crazy type of move because everybody's expecting the market to range until 2 p.m. Just to make it that much more of a, you know, because we can keep printing money up here. Right, do we buy again? Or are they going to use all those longs to break this level? Just watching this level. Scoop it up again. Here we go. Come on. Keep going. Zoom. There it was again. Went a little lower that time, but there it was. Being patient, waiting for the edges. Anybody catch that one? Yep. One after the other, guys. We're printing money at this level. Good job, guys. You might get it, Ella. 471 was a good price. Awesome, Jay Scott. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the DOM, as you guys know. I think it creates accuracy, and it also helps you visualize price vertically because that's how price moves, up and down, right? We get so caught up in charts and we look at charts in a horizontal fashion, and that's not how price really moves. Price moves up and down. That's all it does. Price goes up, price goes down. All right, the DOM helps you really get dialed in on how price moves, the price levels, and gets you dialed in on the actual prices we're trading instead of just candlesticks. Well, you might get filled here, Hella. Nice, Zane. Got it 3 times at same level. Just take your profits, Hella. It's right there. There it goes. There it goes. Right to VWAP. All right, we're at VWAP.
IAEA Chief Grossi to visit Moscow in late September.
Oh, nice. I know it takes a little longer for all that stuff to get to the international sites, but I'm very glad that it is.
And all that was TAS site Rosatom Head.
Look, came all the way. It's coming back now. Very choppy. But if you wait to the edges, you get rewarded. Well, Aman, I can't help you with setting it on the screen. This is live trading, not, we're not going over how to set up indicators right now. My videos for that. Check my videos. That's right. So Oxford says, love your system for the range days. Everyone wants to trade breakouts and momentum, but we are covered in all specs, aren't we? That's absolutely true. So just half of the battle, guys, is being able to read the market context and, what are the prevailing market conditions and trading appropriately. Now, market conditions can change on a dime. So the better traders are the ones who can adapt to a changing market faster and identify and recognize when that's happening and being able to pivot. That's half the battle, especially with a system like this, because we can trade any market. So the beauty of the system is that we can trade any market. The trick is knowing what market we're in and what setups to use and where. Yeah, what's the 15-minute orb? The 5-minute orb or whatever. Yeah. All of them have gotten trapped.
Chinese CCTV says Chinese Minister meets executives from both.
All right, we're back up at upper band here. Oh, I caught that one. Yeah, baby. Okay. We're selling off again.
Minutes away now from the bottom of the hour, we get the US crude oil inventories.
We got crude oil inventories coming out in 10 minutes. If anybody wants to trade some crude, you trade that volatility. That's always a good time.
Inventories for a draw of 2.6 million. High was a draw of 3.169 million. And look for a range of build of 1.80 million to a draw of 6.127 million. The EI gasoline inventories looking for a draw of 1.1 million. Prior was a draw of 1.738 million. Distillate inventories forecast is for a draw of 0.4 million.
Nice fade off of
931 million.
upper band and value area high right there.
55 million. Looking to last night's API data, we had API crude.
That was a solid
a build of 1.5
50 ticks.
And expected draw 2.5 million. And crude Cushing inventories yesterday came in at a build of 0.465 million. Distillate inventories came in at a build of 4.18.
Zane says, if he was a hedge fund and wanted to engineer liquidity, I would teach something like a 15-minute orb to trap lots of people. Absolutely. But if you understand what a balanced market is, orb traders are always looking for a breakout. They're always looking for a breakout. They're always going to see breakouts. All right, I'm not fading this again. Not based on that delta.
Republican Majority Leader third speak on Fox News.
This could be a bigger move up.
Move on Russia sanctions bill if required.
Let's see if we can get back up to 525. I'll try it there. So we're into excess price here on the regular trading hours. All right, here goes. Let's give it another 15 points.
Also remind at the bottom of the hour, we get the Bank of Canada press conference at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We have posted another video on the feed for you to watch.
Big cumulative delta candle here. The most buyers we've had since yesterday, actually. This might be some retest here. So after all that absorption, look at this. Yes, as I went long, just FYI. I have two.
Just keep an eye on the S&P 500. Just seeing a little bit of movement towards the upside there. No headlines as of yet late to the move, but we'll keep an eye on relay about 2 cents to get in.
I'm gonna see if we can break this high here. Then I'm gonna get out. Ah, it's gonna come all the way back. Come on.
Trade envoy Lee for China says China is to boost imports from Sweden.
I got to stop in at break even. I can't lose on this trade. Yeah, huge upside potential for sure. Look at that candle on the cumulative delta. It's massive. Now, are they just sucking in everybody?
Crude oil inventories.
Oh, stop me
Forecast
out.
is for a draw of 2.6
Break even.
million. Prior was a draw of 3.169 million. Gasoline inventories forecast is for a draw of 1.1 million. Prior was a draw of 1.738 million. Distillate inventories forecast is for a draw of 0.4 million. Prior was a build of 2.931 million. And Cushing inventories prior was a build of 0.455 million. Also expecting the press conference with bank candles coming back at the bottom of the hour as well.
Got back in. Long 507. Stop at break even. I got out. Put me up nicely though. Like CVD isn't showing, huh? Yeah, it is. It's in the bottom right. Very small, but it's there. No, I don't care about QQQ VWAP bands. I think most traders are looking to futures, to be honest.
Finish speaking on Fox News now.
I think QQQ traders are watching NQ's bands.
The Agricultural Minister says I have little information available, but I'm hearing that there could be a 0 for 0 deal for spirits, and that it wasn't clear for wine.
So we're kind of in the middle of nowhere's land right now. We're in excess price on the session, but we're in the upper quadrant on the composite. So it's hard to say what we're going to do here. So I'm going to wait. When I don't know or have a good inclination either way, it's a good opportunity to wait. All right, we'll have an initial balance here in about 2 minutes.
1 minute remaining now. We'll leave with the EIA crude oil inventories.
Wow, we got crude oil coming out. See what we get here. All right. Watching crude. We're above VWAPs.
10 seconds.
Kind of at this high here. 10 seconds. Boom.
Build of 7.698 million. A build of 7.698 million, higher than the expected draw of 2.6 million. Gasoline inventories, a draw of 2.724 million. A draw of 2.724 million, which is lower than the expected draw of 1.1 million. Distillants inventories, a build of 3.635 million. A build of 3.635 million, higher than the expected draw of 0.4 million. Crude Cushing inventories, a build of 0.69 million, a build of 0.69 million.
Scalping a little crude here. Let's go. Come on. A little pop here.
So we have posted out the weekly EIA inventories reports on the feed for those interested. Let's see a little bit of weakness in WTI crude prices off of that larger than expected storage build in crude inventories.
Okay. A little break and reclaim of IB low there on crude. Long. Caught that one nicely. So that's a fade value or extremes on the initial balance combined with a VWAP bounce, essentially. Could have some more room to the downside. I think it's being front run a bit. But definitely looking for longs in this territory up here. Evan, the arrows are usually where I've taken trades. I'm showing where trade setups are in the VWAP Wave system. Trades that we've taken or I'm marking out or levels that I'm looking for. All right, was that the, what do you guys think about this level here? Short? Great trade again. Anybody took that one? That was the exact trade I was looking for. High of day, clear out, rejection. Nice, Joel. Good job, brother. Good trades, guys. Good trades. Killing it. Last 2 days, I feel like I'm back on my trading well. Nice, Oxer. Yeah, 22 seconds short. Pays. Some of these trades pay immediately. In fact, I like them to pay immediately. I expect them to. If they don't, there's a problem. I'm wrong about my level, usually. Or I'm diddling in the middle of a distribution or point of control, which is can create some nice scalps, but easy to get caught off sides.
According to sources, US oil producer Chevron receives restricted US authorization to operate in Venezuela.
I found a way to put the clock back on there for you guys too. So, you know, somebody was requesting it yesterday. So this was our first short level. Second one. We've been buying down here over and over again. And we've just been waiting for the edges. Yeah, you and me both, Black Ice. I hate losing. But the best loser wins. Tom Hogard was right about that. The better I am about just accepting when I'm wrong and taking the loss, regardless of how big it is, saves me from blowing accounts. If you guys watch the podcast, I talk about getting to the point where I'm just willing to risk the entire account rather than just admit the loss and take whatever it is. That's a bad place to be in, guys. If you're willing to risk the whole account, really, Caddy? I'm going out to see him in October in Los Angeles. I just bought my ticket. Big trader event. I don't know if you guys saw that yet. If anybody wants to come hang out, it's going to be October 10th in Los Angeles. I don't know. I know Austin, but Tom Hogard. This guy's podcast is pretty good. And you guys know I was just on Austin's podcast. Yeah, okay. Austin gave me his discount code. It's not an expensive ticket. It's ASFX is the discount code. It's like $20 off. It's not an expensive ticket. It's like $350, which I think for this type of event is actually relatively inexpensive. So yeah, you can use ASFX.
63% says on confidence and momentum are coming back to the US economy.
Nope, not Al Brooks.
Says confidence and momentum are coming back to the US economy. So keep in mind, Treasury Secretary Bessent currently speaks at an event in Washington.
Yeah, it's nice if it gets some attention. I guess a couple of people have seen me on there. I'm getting more requests too to do interviews and come on podcasts and stuff, which is great. More exposure for the system and the book. More people will be trading it, the better.
Bessent says underlying fundamentals. And
Don't worry, guys. There's not going to be any edge erosion with this system. It will always work. It has always worked, and it will always work. Yeah, I did read his book. Yep. Tom Hogard's book. Yes. JP said, Al Brooks, you would not want to hear him live. It's like listening to paint dry. Yeah. And I have all of his books. I haven't been able to read a single one of them because they're so dry. I think he's very smart and he's very accomplished, but man, his material is so boring. It's like trying to read through a math textbook. Like, come on. Like I thumb through the books. With my book, I try to write something that you could literally sit down and read and enjoy reading. So hopefully I accomplish that. October 7th is Tom in Orlando with Albert.
Where U.S. Treasury Secretary Bessent.
That's cool. I could go to that.
Parts event in
Actually, I'll be
Washington.
leaving for California on the 8th, so that might be a little tight. Yeah, I've spent a lot of money on his books. I got the nice hardcovers. Almost. Almost as boring as an ICT video. Got a little more people in the audience now. Took you guys a little. You guys were just waking up. What's happening? It was very light earlier this morning. We've been trading for over an hour. We're in hour 2. Yeah, that's new, Hella. We just started streaming at the market open to Discord members only. Just for the premium. YouTube's still going to be 10 a.m. Just makes sense. I'm pretty close to being done, Alex. Yeah, I've traded really well this morning. I started at around 9 with gold, and I've hit profit target on 2 accounts, and I'm really happy with that. Yeah, I see it. So what they're pointing out in the Discord, we go to the 1 minute. We have this this arrow's a little big. We have this rising wedge pattern, flat top breakout. This usually is an indicator of higher. And we have a curling of the cumulative delta. Now I could do this for a lot longer as it tightens up that wedge. But if it breaks those lows or goes back or down below, 510, I would say this pattern's off. But good eyes.
Bessent says, I'm not overstating.
If I'm not looking at the 1 minute, I miss that stuff,
A bit on heels in talks. So again, it's not overstating to say China is a bit on the
I've been trying to stick to the 5 minute because it's keeps me patient for my levels. It just does.
Have got our attention. 5% notes Japan.
You can kind of see it on the 5-minute, but it's not as nice.
China too.
I wouldn't say it's too divergent. I mean, it's a little bit, yeah.
Again, elevated core inflation
Not by
helped
much,
the rate
though.
of pause.
Thank you, Sonny. I didn't know you were in LA. Yeah, I'll be out there for a couple days. My schedule is already kind of packed. We're doing a dinner Thursday night. Austin's having a big dinner at his Airbnb. I was invited to that, so I'm very excited. That's very cool. In the Hollywood Hills, overlooking Hollywood. See, guys, I get invited to things. I'm kind of cool.
Some of the factors that may be causing that increase in core inflation should unwind.
I'm actually quite boring. I don't do much, but trade and spend time with my family, but here we are. I'm taking my son to the Inter Miami soccer game Saturday with Messi. So yeah, I am cool to my kids. I'm the cool dad with the tattoos and the CrossFit coach and all that stuff. I see the rising wedge is what I see, Lager. I see what appears to be a break higher.
So we haven't seen unbalanced economy like China's since the 1800s.
That doesn't mean they can't flush it once or twice more before it breaks. And then we could also get the false breakout again. So, yeah, very much Trap City.
The Indian government on US bilateral trade says the government will take all steps necessary to secure our national interest. And Bank of Canada's Governor Macklem
Yeah,
says
well,
the
you know,
is forward-looking
I love
when
American football.
you've got an unusual amount of uncertainty.
Big fan. And hockey.
He
Also a
said
big hockey fan.
did remove all forward guidance from their rate statement, citing the US.
I've been to a bunch of Heat games, but I don't follow it that closely. I'll go to a lot of baseball. I love all sports, but I'm a hardcore football fan, and then next hockey. Let's go Panthers. That's right, Davey. 2-year Stanley Cup champions. All right, let's see if we get the cumulative delta is still, you know, if we get to a big push on the delta, I think that would be the big indicator that we're breaking through. Until we see that, it's going to try. It looks like it's going to try here. But just no buyers.
Macklem says we need to set policy considering tariff risks.
Yep, you got the divergence on ES. I don't know. We're starting to get a rounded bottom here in gold. I don't know. We formed a distribution, so I would expect us to continue trading in this until we leave fundamentally to one side or the other. So that looks like this. Right? Here's the distribution. Right? So unless we but this is the range we're in. And we're right in the middle of it. You'd be shorting point of control. I mean, it's not to say it's not going to go down. I just don't know if it's the best location to short it, you know? Overnight high. Yeah. He's the only one that uses that acronym too. He has his own acronyms, Chuck acronyms.
And Bank of Canada Senior Deputy Governor Rogers says I expect more firms to become compliant with the USMCA. Treasury Secretary Bessent says the US is the hottest economy.
Yeah, it might flush out the longs before it goes. It's just sucking in. It's sucking in somebody, right? It's either sucking in the shorts to squeeze them out to go higher, or it's sucking in the longs to trap them and tank this thing. Here it goes. It's going to try. Here it goes. It would have been nice to have some limit orders up there. I feel like it would have been obvious.
French Finance Minister says the EU negotiation strategy may not have showed enough vigor. And Bank of Canada's Governor Macklem says the situation hasn't changed much since June. French Trade Minister says it is wrong to say that the UK secured a better deal than the EU.
Sonny, I anchor my volume profile to the IB open time, 8:20 a.m. with gold. I do that across all the symbols. So that would be my regular trading hours volume profile. And regular trading hours for gold officially is 8:20 a.m. That's the open. Just like oil is 9 a.m., US equities is 9:30. That's the regular trading hours open. All right, it's going now. Glad I talked you out of the short, Logger. Still reject. But now we're in either excess price to the upside or price discovery. Which is it? It's hard to say. We do have upper band on the week up at 45. That's up here.
Treasury Secretary Bessent says Europe is a regulatory morass.
We're going to try and fade the upper band. All right. I can get down with that.
As the Chinese economic model is starting to implode.
Bitcoin's rallying. That could be carrying up the equities or vice versa. Bitcoin's up 1%. Gold's down 3/4. 552. Yeah, I see it at 555. It's a big zone. Yeah, I'd like to see the highest volume. So Matrix says I've seen some YouTube videos where you anchor volume profile to regular trading hours open. Any reason for that? Yeah, because it's the
I'm not expecting a
regular trading hours is by far the most volume. So you can get very different statistical levels that are highly probable and respected by just using the regular trading hours. Now I want to see all the data. I want to see the session as well. That's why I have both. This one right here, matrix, this is anchored to the regular trading hours. This is not the session. It's on the left-hand side of my screen, but it's anchored to the 9:30 open. That's the anchored, just stays on the left-hand side of my screen no matter how far I zoom out. It's anchored here. And then I have the whole session right here. So I have both.
Besant says we can keep negotiating on trade past August 1st if there's no deals. Again, Besant, we can keep negotiating on trade past August 1st if no deals.
It's done this before though, Lager. It has done it. This wouldn't be a first time. It's not a guarantee to stay in balance before FOMC. Yeah. I mean, it's not like it's not priced in as is. I mean, they're pretty much certain that they're going to keep rates the same. I mean, it's a high probability. It's not going to be like a huge surprise. I guess it's possible there'll be a surprise, but what they're going to more look towards is Powell's speech, right? What are his comments? And, you know, he says the same shit all the time anyway. So usually no expect surprise there either. Oh, didn't quite get there.
Besant says, I'd like to see a bit of imagination from the Fed.
Oh, man.
Bank of Canada's Governor Macklin says the sad reality is that tariffs mean the economy is going to work less efficiently and there's going to be less.
What's funny is like probably Powell doesn't even pick out his own ties. His wife probably lays out his clothes for him in the morning and has literally nothing to do. His wife literally picks his outfit, lays it out, and he just puts it on. Yeah, Tamara, good call on 540. Why'd you say 540, Tamara? What did you see there? Tony, I don't pack my own suitcase when I go on vacation. That shit's packed for me, ready to go.
BOC's Macklem says we are going to make sure that a tariff problem doesn't become an inflation problem. Besant says not expecting a rate cut from the Fed today.
I'll never forget the time, Tony, when we were saying like, NQ is like the kind of girl you want to date, the crazy girl you want to date. ES is more like the woman you want to marry. And then Tony was like, my wife's like corn. It was so funny. If you're not familiar with corn, guys, it's like the slowest futures market there is. It barely moves. So it's just really funny. Until it does. Yeah. There's some type of, you know, major news event. Sonny, what does my wife think of my order filled shirt? She thinks I'm the biggest nerd around. So. My wife is way cooler than I am. We're going to Nelly in September for her birthday, and she got Air Force Ones, and she's ready to go. And I'm going to be the middle-aged white dude hanging out watching Nelly. All right, so we're back at the above of this distribution again. Does it hold this time? It might. I'm going to try a little short here. So just fading the value area again, treating this as excess price. Good job, JJ. Yeah, I traded well today too. Just bob my head. I can do that. Caddy, I've seen Wu-Tang Clan, actually. 1996. I was at a Wu-Tang Clan concert. With the RZA, the Jizza, Old Dirty Bastard, Method Man, Ghostface Killer. Oh yeah, look at that. I picked up long too on oil. I already closed it. Well, I was quite young in 96. I was 15. But I grew up in New York City, and my parents just let me do whatever I wanted. So I was out and about at some of the best concerts you could imagine in New York City as a young teenager. Yep. That was the short, guys. Once again, we shorted the value area high, if anybody took that. This was excess price. Good trades. Good trades. You might get more. Back to VWAP. Yes. Let's go. So the problem we have here with the VWAP trade, if we do get it, we might very well get it, but there is a problem. We have a low volume area from here to here. And Caddy, it does, but you know, not every day is like that. And also, you know, there's great short levels, especially when we're in a value area. We're in a balanced market. Awesome, Vince. Vince says, respect to the white middle-aged B-boys in the house. Many, many moons ago, as a hip-hop journalist in London. Very cool. Saw Wu-Tang perform around the same time as you. Great times. It was great times.
Says Canada needs to think about its place.
It was great being a teenager in the 90s.
Says Canada has opportunities to diverse trade from US.
I saw a lot of acts in the 90s. Rage Against the Machine, Beastie Boys, Wu-Tang. I saw Cypress Hill in like a bar. Small show. There must have been like less than 100 people there. I was at Woodstock 99. Yes, I was. And then we burnt that place to the ground. I had an amazing time. Incredible time. So much fun. Oh yeah. Corn, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Metallica, Limp Bizkit, all back to back to back. Offspring. It's nuts. We got to get through that low volume node. This is the problem. 500 to 505. That's a 5 point. We break below that, we can easily go to VWAP. But until we get through this low volume node, this is support, and we're trading in this distribution up here now, right? We have a new balance area. All right, so now we're up here. Now we can break and then go back to this volume area, value area. Awesome, Carlos. Yeah, it was a good day. We had a good stream today. We're going to keep going for another half hour or so. Agnostic front. Yeah, I grew up out in Long Island, so yeah, for sure, agnostic front. H2O. Vision of disorder. VOD. Gorilla Biscuits. Bouncing Souls. You know, I don't have a lot of pictures, believe it or not, from the 90s. I had them all in a box that I lost, which is a whole nother story. We didn't have digital cameras back then, guys. I did have hair. It wasn't a headbanger. I did have a mohawk at one point. Oh, cool. Yeah, no cars at Fire Island. Yeah, that sucks, Neo. The only place those pictures exist are in this head now. And there's some pictures from Woodstock that I'm glad are gone, actually. If you know what I mean. All right, here's VWAP. VWAP long. Little bounce so far. 5 points. 20 ticks. VWAP bounce. There it was. Oh, ES. Look at the ES. I didn't even see that. ES is down by its lows already. If I would have saw that, I probably wouldn't have taken that VWAP bounce, but I got in and out pretty quick. And the delta. I took just a quick scalp. In and out. I got in at like to the tick, so I got about 20, maybe 15 ticks out of it. It's just a quick little small scalp. Oh shit, Sonny went to the same high school as Snoop Dogg. How cool is that? You ever see Sublime, Sonny? That would have been cool. All right, lower band and value area low.
Keeping an eye on the markets here, the S&P 500 just reversing its earlier gains, now close to flat on the session. No news.
I'm gonna scalp that one a little bit. Yeah, baby. Nice bounce. Fade value area extreme long. There it was. That was the trade if anybody grabbed that one. ES had a low day clear out.
Southern Copper executive says we maintain positive long-term outlook for copper, but believe intense US-China trade war will affect economic growth worldwide.
Yes, testing lows. Yeah, it was quick, Oxter. Very quick. Also didn't take any size. I had like one. I think I had one, maybe two. Just padding the account now. Almost 2K after commissions. This is my cash account today. I did my take profit trader first thing, and now I'm doing a little cash, build up my cash account a little bit. Yeah, gold was great this morning.
Treasury Secretary Percent has concluded his remarks.
Still going down, but very slowly. I think a lot of the volatility has kind of dried up. But it was nice. Around 9 a.m. Nice range. I can go a lot of contracts. I put a lot more money back in my cash account. I normally trade about 40K in my cash account. With scalping, I can take, you know, sometimes I'll get up to 10 minis, which is, you know, it's a push. But in a balanced market, it works well. Nice, JJ. Killing it. JJ just took 4 challenges to funding, last 2 to do today.
S&P 500 erases gains.
Kaufman, I'll see if I can put a call in to my brother. No, they don't trade futures. He trades treasuries. Super boring. Very boring, but he deals with a lot more money than I do. It's a nice bounce. I don't know, on a balanced day like this, man, I don't know if I like anything in the middle here. I feel like a short here at VWAP would be under the assumption that we're going to trend down. I don't think we're going to get that. I think we're going to stay in balance. Good job, JP. Yeah. Recognize when you need to take a break if you're feeling emotional after a good or a bad trade. That short would have worked at VWAP though, JJ, if I talked you out of it. Well, the advantages of trading treasuries is that they're extremely liquid. You can buy hundreds and hundreds and thousands of them and it barely moves the price. So for big hedge funds, people dealing with millions and hundreds of millions of dollars even, they like to trade treasuries because you can buy so many of them and build huge positions without really affecting price. Moves very, very slow. Yeah, today's a money printing day. Chuck, what happened? Oh, I just got an alert. What's going on? Gold. Hit my levels again. GCZ. Damn, I missed it.
for gold falls 1%.
Yep, it's down 1% now. It's approaching VWAP here. Let's go.
Citi sees Treasury auction growth in November 2026 versus May previously.
All right, let's let that work out. Gold approaching weekly VWAP on the continuous. That's interesting. JP, why did I get out of my short? You should know why you got out of your short. CL ride. Looks like it didn't go much higher, did it? It takes the P&L out of it, Logger. Stop trading P&L and just start trading more. I want to see the numbers sometimes. No, correct. Just trade the price levels. Also, it's been requested by a couple that I talk in terms of ticks and less in terms of P&L so that there's more consistency. Good day to short gold, huh? And this one's going to cut me out. I got in way too early on this one. What was the level I liked here? Point of control? Oh, this is point of control. That's what this is. Point of control on the composite. So I'm going to stick with this for a little bit. This is a higher time frame trade. We got the weekly, even though this is probably all screwed up because of the rolled contract. But we'll see. Yeah, we got weekly VWAP, even though it's a continuous contract. We'll see. I had this level marked out because it was really high confluence here. Let's go. Take me out. Come on. Just a little higher. A little higher. It does stack up, hella. That's why I talk about it quite often. All right, 11:30, guys. Nice, hella. Good job. Can teach you a lot about discipline trying to work your way out of that. Zane said yesterday his evaluation was down 1,700. Now it's up 1,700. So that goes to show you. No, you can't. I mean, when you're going for base hits, you can't say, why did I exit too soon? Well, I should have held it, because that's not part of the strategy. That's why you didn't hold it. If you want to take bigger swings, go for bigger trades, then you can't take scalps. And you got to hold it. So it's one or the other. You don't get both. And the opposite side of that is, you know, when you wind up trying to hold it and it comes back on you and you turn a nice winner into a loser, you go, oh man, I should have taken my profit. Well, I mean, you could say that about literally any trade. No, not yet. I mean, I think this is a pretty key level. I think some buyers will probably step in here sooner or later. And then we also have this weekly VWAP level below it. So we'll see. Looks pretty weak though, doesn't it? Hasn't been able to break lower yet. It's building a distribution here. Awesome, Dan. Dan says, what a huge difference this has made to my trading using this methodology. Keeping your book on my desk for reference is an added bonus. Beautiful. I'm not a huge fan how like there's really hasn't been much of a bounce. It's just kind of like this descending price. This is kind of like the inverted, you know, opposite of a wedge. Huh. Oh man, 5 weeks to New Zealand. I'm taking it. Yeah, it's a long time. I go for the bigger trades in my long-term accounts, right? Going for big trades, day trading is very difficult because price moves so much. I am still holding it. Yep. I don't want to stare at it. I have a stop in and just gonna let it work because I wanted to get to the top end of this distribution. Yeah. $70 about, where you need to be at. 70% one-to-one risk to reward, you're in good shape. Big flush on gold, man. Look at this thing. All right, guys, I think we're going to wrap up here for today. Tomorrow we have group coaching, 12:30 p.m. after the stream. Be sure to mark your calendars if you're going to attend. Group coaching tomorrow, Thursday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come join us.
According to Q,
Nice long on NQ.
LDP plenary.
Same bad time, same bad channel. If you guys are going to continue trading, head on over to the trading lounge. I'm sure Chuck will be navigating over there and taking us through some trades. You guys are welcome to share your screen, share your mics, collaborate with your fellow traders. It's a nice perk of the premium Discord. Yeah, I see that on gold. Hopefully that's the support level. A fairly wide stop. Really don't want it to go much lower. Well, it will be recorded. And now I do the summaries as well. So if you guys are going to keep trading, manage your risk, stay sharp. We'll be back at it tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. in the Discord. 10 a.m. Go. I think we're going to get filled on this one. About time. Right there. A little higher. All right, we'll let that one work out. All right, guys. Head on over to the Trader Lounge. Tag me in the Discord if you need any help. And we'll be back at it tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay sharp. Manage your risk, traders.